Hey everyone, welcome back to Carl's review. For today we'll be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series 102 Optimus Prime from the Transformers Rise of the Beasts movie. Besides Age of Extinction Optimus Prime, this is another figure that I've been anticipating for a very long time, ever since it was announced, because I did miss my chance on getting the Buzzworthy Bumblebee exclusive, because, it's a Target exclusive. When they revealed it, I was very excited and I really wanted to get my hands on it because this is a G1 inspired live action look and I really love G1. I got this guy on sale on Amazon for $39 Canadian. So I did have this guy for a few days before I decided to review it, just so that I could really gather my thoughts. I really like this guy. He is a really good figure for what he comes with, especially since this was like, what, 2022, 2023 release. This is very good. Like I was expecting obviously Age of Extinction Prime to be pretty good, but this one is somehow better. Somewhat, right? Not everything about this is good, which I'll get to in a bit, but this figure does a lot of things really well, and a lot of things not so well. So taking a look at this guy, he is very well proportioned. I do like the look of this. This guy, he is very accurate in some ways. Hint, hint, the truck mode isn't. I do like the sculpt on him, especially the head. The head is very nicely done. The head sculpt is very nice, even though it is a tad bit small. The details on here are a lot better. They're a lot more defined. And yeah, no, it just looks really nice. Everything else on here is pretty good, except for this piece. I don't like this piece. The arms are pretty nicely done. I do like the details on here. The little details are very nice. The legs on here are really nice as well, especially on the insides of the legs. They are very detailed. I wish this inner piece was colored or painted in a different color than this shin, because it looks unfinished. Oh, and also the feet. I do wish the feet had paint on them, because them just being sculpted blue kind of throws the whole figure off. It's kind of weird to me how they sculpted this in blue and then painted over it. I don't know why they couldn't have just sculpted it in red. I really like the look of this guy, especially since he's a live action G1 design, articulation wise. He is limited in some places, but he does other things really well. So his head is on a ball peg, which gets him looking up that high. Basically none looking down. He does have a bit of tilt, and then he also has that 360 swivel. His arms are on the trigger happy shoulders. I think this is probably the worst case of it, just because of the smokestacks, which are actually really big. So yeah, no, they are pretty obnoxious if you're gonna ask me. They do hinder a lot of the articulation. He does have a full 360 at the shoulders. This one is tighter than this one, which is, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's also kind of weird. His out is obviously his trigger happy shoulders. So if you want to get like him going like that and then going out, you're not gonna be able to do that unless you do that and then twist. He does have a bicep swivel. He has He has double jointed elbows. He does have a wrist swivel, and then he also has a little wiggle. I'm most impressed by the torso, because the use of the transformation joint. So you can basically just use that as an ab crunch, which gets you basically 90. You get him bending over. So that's good, ready for Megatron. And then he also has a waist swivel, which isn't hindered at all, especially by the wheels, which you'd think might get hindered, but they don't. His legs are on a really interesting setup. Instead of the joint being in the middle, where it usually is for regular figures, it's all the way at the front. And then his connection is still there, but the joint to swivel forwards is over here. So you get incredible range going forward. You get more than 90. And if you use this transformation joint, you can basically get him touching himself. Going back is pretty limited because of that joint. Thigh swivel. His legs can go out more than 45 degrees. His knees are soft ratcheted and they can basically go a little past 90. Not too bad. And then his feet are on ball peg and a hinge. So he can go forward that far, up that far. And then because of that hinge for the transformation, you can get him going in. And then you can also get him pivoting out. And then because it is on a ball joint, he does have a swivel as well. This guy is pretty great when it comes to articulation. His accessories, he comes with an Energon blade, which is casted in blue and then painted gunmetal silver. And then the other accessory he comes with is this crusty cannon. It is very small and I kind of hate it a lot. It is the same size as the hand. Like the sculpt on here is okay, but the size is so bad. I wish it was a little bit bigger or it had a little more things attached to it like in the movie. These are the only things it comes with. One of them is really good, one of them is really bad. So for comparisons, here we have Siege Prime. Siege Prime is my favorite, even though the show wasn't as good. And now it's throwing me off that this guy's hands aren't blue. Here we have Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. AoE Prime is actually shorter, just by a tiny bit. I didn't expect him to be this short. Here we have my childhood Optimus Prime, besides Bayverse. It is Transformers animated. I don't really like the colors on this one. The blue is more vibrant, the red is also pretty vibrant. Yeah, no, this one is more dulled out. Here is Bumblebee. No, that is not Bumblebee. That's the second time I've done that. Here is Transformers Shockwave from the Bumblebee movie. I love the look of this so much. I love G1 inspired live action design so much. Override from Cybertron, and she looks pretty good. These are probably my two favorite figures, besides AoE Prime. This was gifted to me by a very good friend of mine. Here is the Blockies, Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime. And I wish he had the hand details that this one had. And then this is, I don't even know what class this is. Wait, is this Classic and this is Champion? I don't remember, I don't even know. But yeah, no, these are the two Blockies that I have. Okay, so for transformation, everyone's favorite part of the video, it is a little funky, especially by the legs, which is one of my main problems I have with this. Just be careful though, because this is on a very small hinge. So yeah, no, that's stressing for me. Yeah, this one's fine, but this one is just stressed. And just snap it, and then inside him, and then close up. It's just, this part doesn't really go, you just pop it. It's literally, so now what we can do is turn it, do that, use the aperture, so then we can take the arms, move out like that, move down, and then you want to fold all the flaps here, like so, using the other side, pull down like that, and you want to swivel, and then you want to use this top hinge instead of bottom hinge for the elbows, and then you just fold it like so, and then that will just fold it, just come there. It is a little weird, it's very tight, so yeah, you where you're at, you want to put in, and just, you know, and this also comes here because it's very loud snap, right, so you just do that, and oh, now you do it, amazing, nice, how do we do this, so you have to put it down first, put it down like that, then you put this flat down, do you want to hide that, one side, it's very clean by the way, you want to see it very clean, and then you take the other side, move it down first, obviously, and then, if this is one lobby, this one's one side, there you go. And that's going to snap in place, like so, take this down, and fold these opposites down as well, and then something like that, I don't like this, but that's okay. And then now you put the wheels out, just be careful with this, and bend it, so just be careful that, grab by the hinge, instead of the plastic, so that's great, and then you basically just push it in, and then make sure it snaps into place. That is the front corner truck, which looks great. Now time for this part, which is honestly very, very well so the first thing you want to do is just one down, push those, and then slide these out, yep, again, just slide away, there we go. Just here, you want to move these up and like that, you want to swivel the feet, and then put it in like that, or yeah, just do that, and then you put these together. Mine is stressing whenever I put it in, wait, this is right now, so as I close these up, just 10 minutes, just wait for this peg, bring that hole, and then just slide it in like so, make sure it's closed all the way, so the other side, make sure it is straight, and there we go. That's good, close like that, and then with these pieces, okay, and with these pieces, you just want to pull them up, hinge them, and then they will have to, that's locking that peg, which you want to get that right spot, and this as well, which I'm actually taking clear to south, so there's that, and after you just put up the gas sensors like so, and then there we have the truck. So this is the most controversial part of this figure. It is the truck. Now, from the front, it doesn't look too bad, right? This angle's fine, this angle's fine, but then when you get here, it's like, what is this abomination? Why didn't they just, they couldn't have done anything? It doesn't even have a trailer hitch. I cannot stand transforming this. Looks very ugly. And then the feet don't really hide anywhere. It also doesn't have any detail that looks like the back of any truck, right? And then also this top piece. They didn't even try to finish or to complete the silhouette of the front of the truck. And this is basically a remold of SS38, which I can't complain about because this, in my opinion, is better in some ways than SS38, but obviously SS38 is quite superior to this in some ways as well. I will say though, the robot mode for this is a lot better than SS38. I'm going to be completely honest. He does look really nice with the other Optimuses. Optimuses. He fits well with the other Optimuses. For my final thoughts on this guy, he is very well done. He is a very good figure. I do love his posability options, especially when getting him into very dynamic poses. There are a lot of hindrances though, especially by the shoulders. The clearance issues are also insane on this. Like, it is not that good, but I do love this figure a lot. It is very fun to play with. I've had it for around a week now. I bring him around with me everywhere I go. Honestly, for me, the perfect pocket figure. And he's up there with AOE Prime. They are the top contenders for my top 10 this year. So, yeah, no, the vehicle mode sucks though, I'll tell you that. Other than that, this guy's great. Pick him up pick him up. Yeah, just do it, pick him up. On sale though. Don't get him at full price. On sale. But pick him up.